Hayden. I am with the Resilience Series. Actually, I'm the CEO and founder of Resilience Series. And boy, it's been a week. I hosted an event on Wednesday. The event purpose is to get insight, information, and education from leading women in real estate or women who service real estate. And it was all about social media, which is not really my comfort zone, as it is not a comfort zone for a lot of people. Um, but it is a necessary component to business these days. So, what am I doing here on when I come to the camera, when I come to the audience, when I come to social media Monday, Wednesday, and Friday? What am I doing? First of all, I'll let you know this is being filmed in both Facebook Live and IGTV or IG Live. And then we take all the content and we rehash it and we put it in different spaces, places. It's launched on LinkedIn and such like that. It just simplifies the whole process for me. But what I like to do here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday is to I like to share the articles I'm finding. I'm on an absolute quest in this year to submerge my mind into the thought leadership of the top industry women in real estate or anything along those lines. This is critical because I'm also on the flip side seeing so many of my girlfriends really struggling, especially those that are still in countries that are experiencing lockdowns or those who have had, family or personal issues through this pandemic that thank God we're finally starting to come out of. And I think this has been a great life lesson, but not really an awesome experience for almost everyone. Like everyone has experienced something negative over the last 18 months. So I'm on a journey. I'm finding articles. I'm sharing what I'm seeing, and where I'm sourcing all my articles is Flipboard, Apple News, BBC, Wall Street Journal. Like this is where, or Inman. This is where I'm getting my news. I cross-reference. I find the things that I like and enjoy. I think I'm a decent human being, so I'm hoping that it will relate to you, and that I'm picking the right things. But God knows, in this world nowadays, if I'm speaking my opinion on an opinion piece. It's like playing a game of telephone. So take what you want out of it. Just know that I'm in this journey with you. I am committed at least for the remainder of this year to do this. I'm conquering my fear of social media. I'm putting my voice out there, and I'm conquering it with you joining me. So, the article I found for today, and I just love these articles because they give so much. They show me what I'm doing right, and then they say, that's what I missed, right? And I had an aha moment this week that I will share with you shortly. Um, how to build a personal brand. 7 steps to create your business. This was written by Tim Stoddart, and it's on copyblogger.com. It's a recognized, they provide articles to all the different kind of platforms. So if you're looking to build a personal brand in your business, you're probably aware that it's only a matter of time until your job is replaced by robots. That's how he starts. It's like, okay. I think Zillow, it may be in real estate, we could kind of say, oh, maybe that's right. Zillow is more or less a robot. So, and I know that they've displaced quite a few real estate agents. Let's see here. Automation and AI are inevitably going to disrupt the entire workforce. I believe that. Absolutely. We talk about automation and AI even just in trucking. Trucking is a huge industry. However, I'm hoping we're still a long ways away from those big, giant vehicles barreling down the highway at 70 miles an hour, being without a human being, although some human beings maybe it would be an improvement. So how are you preparing for the stage? So they talk about these 7 skills. So in this article they talk about where is your skill set? Where's your step-by-step process of finding your perfect customer? So if you want to read on probably the most in-depth market research and identify your perfect avatar that I recognize, and I think we all know it, but we don't realize what went on in the background, is Starbucks research and development, a marketing campaign around PSL, pumpkin spice latte, which in 2003, I think it was 2003, 2004, I'll have to look that up, um, actually shifted an entire consumer um, trend. And not only that, it inspired an entire line of products for like everything from dog shampoo to the scents for your house to donuts. Like so much was influenced by this single thing, but the amount of money and time they took to research their perfect avatar for this, and avatar is basically the perfect company, the customer, the right fit customer, was astronomical. And they basically brought it down and they said the perfect person they want is, I think it was like a 32-year-old female that likes to meet with her girlfriend once or twice a week, will get a latte. Her name is Tiffany. They named her and everything. But this is what you need to do. You need to, no matter what industry you're in, if you are trying to speak to everybody, you are actually speaking to nobody. And so understanding who you are. And this has been a hard challenge for me because I want to be of service and talk to everybody. But at the end of the day, I know that it's predominantly women, and a lot of women are going to have kind of a very similar or shared journey that I've had. Um, so they say, learn how to find your perfect customer, build valuable online assets of your own. That's really important. Just so you know, the online information and education in 2019, I believe it was $117 billion globally. They are predicting that space to be worth $325 billion by 2025. And actually, the latest that's coming out on that they actually think it's going to be much higher. So what part of that $325 billion is yours for doing what you do? If you have one thing that you do well, then do it well and find the people that help you on the rest. I love, 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 love seeing people build companies, build their brand from ground up. I am, just so you know, I have been homeless and I have made over $1 million annually. So I have achieved the 7 figures, and now I'm shifting because I want everybody to know how that feels. I'm not here going, I can't believe it, you can do it. I'm not here to do any of that. I'm here to say, if you truly want to do it, do put do your time. Do your time. Put your time in, put your energy in, know what your purpose is. And one of the things I learned this week is get your freaking mission statement. 22 years in real estate, never had a mission statement. And yet all the top headhunters, all the top corporate businesses say, have a mission statement. Mission statements are very clear and defined as to who you are. So in a nutshell, a mission statement should be no more than 29 words. You should have your tagline in a mission statement that's less than like 8 words, and then your clear and defined mission statement of your company overall is 29 words. And actually, I'm taking a course on that because, hey, online education is the way to go. So I support others, you know. Let's see here. Establish an audience of subscribers who eagerly wait for your next post. Create a media machine to run itself, and create a product or service line that monetizes while you sleep. I will tell you that most people have a unique, special skill. And if you can identify what you are really good at and you can bottle it, they always say, oh my God, you're so energetic. I wish you could bottle that. Or, oh my God, you're so, people say that, but if you can bottle it, well, the bottle now is online education. So, number one, establish your perfect customer. Research how Starbucks came to the conclusion and the marketing of the pumpkin spice latte is probably the most amazing story in like the last 20 years because it really has changed. It's like the fall launch of pumpkin spice latte also launches donuts and everything else. It's just crazy. So that's a really good one. And it allows you to be a little, allows you to be picky, and you deserve to be picky because what's your non-renewable resource? It's the most important resource you have is your time. Brene Brown talks about that. So ask yourself two questions. What is your niche? Niche, know your niches, get your riches. And who is your customer? So really just so in real estate, my niche for 22 years was geo farming and listing. I'm a listing specialist. Over 70% of 1,800 transactions were listings. I'm a listing specialist. I chose to go that route because it allowed me more control over my revenue creation and my schedule. And when I started real estate, I had young babies. In fact, I had one in real estate and I had a toddler on the hip. And being a listing specialist as a farming expert allowed me to control all of that. It also allowed me to do some really amazing things like helping to raise food for the food bank. So my perfect avatar was a family in McKenziestown, my geo farm, that was very interested in supporting local, supporting community, and they really wanted that expert. So really getting down and understanding this. Take out a piece of paper, answer these questions. Ask questions and be honest and specific. What is your perfect customer's name? It's interesting because after you've been in the business 25 years or 22 years, sorry, feels like 25, been married 26. You start seeing these kind of like, and my perfect clients were at that time, your perfect clients in a lot of times are going to be a reflection of yourself, because when you go into somebody's house as a real estate agent, you typically need, especially if they're listing, buyers are very different type, but listings, you're going to need to mirror your client. They need to know that you are invested in their investment. Where does he or she live? What are they struggling with? If you're in real estate, we have the 4Ds as 50% of your business: death, divorce, disease, and financial demise. So residential real estate can be highly emotional. So understanding what their struggles are will help you identify your marketing route and identify your timeline. So let's see, what else do we have here? How much money does your perfect customer make? That's important. You need to know that in anything you do. You need to know what is their ability. Oops, I just lost my thing. Sorry, I hit a button and I just lost my screen here. Here we go. So you need to know what they can afford, because the last thing you want to do is put somebody in jeopardy. What is the ultimate outcome for your perfect customer is searching for when they buy or sell with you? What is the ultimate outcome? And I think the hard questions, there's a lot of hard questions there, because a lot of people are so afraid of losing the client or losing the sale before it even happens that they're afraid to put those questions out there. We see this with agents around staging and home preparation. Yes, right now, market is crazy. In the States, in many cities, you do not have to do squat to get a deal done. Yeah, I mean, who always wins the offer? What is the listing agent. And right now there's a lot of listing agents who are like myself, where we're the preferred representation for a neighborhood or area. And the truth is that in the many cities you can list it and it doesn't matter what it looks like, it's going to sell. Now here in Calgary, in our market, where we've been coming off of a 5-year recession, one of the worst performing real estate markets in North America, and these are just facts. Our numbers continually came down over 5 years, and this is due to a multitude of reasons. Number one, primarily employment opportunities in Calgary had diminished because we're shifting to industries. But after coming off of that, to have the spike up that we did was crazy. Now we are leveled off, and I believe where Calgary's market is pretty much where, most markets will level off anywhere between 1 year and 3 years from now. I mean, Goldman Sachs, if you really want to get a heartbeat on what's going on, read what's going on through Inman and Goldman Sachs. Don't look at CNN and ABC. These people don't really understand. They're just giving you the regurgitated highlight reels. All right, so that is number 2. They say build a website. Here's my thoughts. My thoughts on websites. Unless you understand the language of websites and coders and all of that, I'm not sure if a traditional WordPress website is really an absolute. I have, for my business, I have a Kajabi site, which is not WordPress. It's a different type of platform where I can like plug and play, which is a little bit easier. Does it get, Google SEOs? No. So that's why I back everything up with my LinkedIn page, because LinkedIn actually has some SEO responses. This is all, I'm not a computer expert. I wanted to, this is literally what my experts have been sharing with me while I've been making decisions as I'm shifting my business from local farming in real estate to now working North America wide on helping new agents find their path. Is a website really necessary? Depends on where you're going with your business. So build a website. In real estate, I use the free website through my company. And in the resilience series, I use a platform called Kajabi, which is an integrated platform that allows for content creation and content like maintenance and sales and classes and courses. So that's what I'm using. There's another one that I found recently called Funnel Hub, but again, we're going down a WordPress platform where you have to have somebody else code it for you, because that's one thing I'm never going to learn. But I would say that with that, whatever you do use, make sure that when you start down that rabbit hole, that you don't expect business because it's pretty. Because think of your website as more like a house to hold everything. But if you build a house and you're out in the middle of a desert, nobody's going to know you're there. You have to create all the infrastructure. You have to create the awareness. You have to put the signage up. And that's what your actual social media platforms are for. And this is where I've been very resistant, is in the social media. Why social media is dangerous and how to use it properly. I've witnessed numerous occasions in which creators build their entire brands on social media only to discover that one day the platform decided that they wanted to shut the accounts down. So we actually are seeing some of that where accounts are being shut down. So make sure that you're curating your and you're logging and you're copying and really cataloging as much as possible in case you ever do get banned. You got to remember, you get what you pay for. If your social media is free and you're trying to skirt around all the rules and regulations to do things free that maybe you should pay for, it's free. It's not yours. Social media is owned, and this is the one thing. So think about, social media is our newspaper now, right? Social media is our newspaper. Newspapers are owned by people. Social media is owned by people. We are, if you're using it for free, there's got to be a payoff somewhere. So of course, obviously, all your information is the payoff. Um, but they don't, they're not obliged to give it to you. That's the one thing that's been blowing my mind, hearing all these people ranting and raving. Here's the facts. They don't have to give you anything. It's free as somebody's making money off of it. And if you are violating their ability to make money, right? So this is the rabbit hole we've gone down, and this is what it is. So do I see more monetization coming within social media? Absolutely. Um, you know, on both sides, and much like we would have a newspaper or traditional broadcast television. Somewhere along the way, somebody pays. And if you are building a business and you think you can build a business and not invest, that's probably maybe what your customers are thinking about. So just give that some thought. So be careful of getting banned and putting all your eggs in one basket. That's an old one. How to build a website, super simple. Um, a lot of you got to watch, ask specifically if you're looking at one of the pre-made spaces, ensure that the only point of having a website is either A, to house content that you can share directly, or B, you're getting SEO rankings, you're getting awareness out there in the global market. Okay, number 3, write a weekly article. Okay, so this, what I'm doing right here, will get downloaded into my computer, and then it will be ran through rev.com. I will pay the $6 because I would prefer to have the paid option because it's a little bit cleaner than the free option. And then that piece, which is about 2 pages, 25 minutes is about 2 pages of content, will get edited down into about three paragraphs. So nice, clean, tight. And then it, along with this video, along with the name of the person that I'm talking about, the article, where the article comes from and everything, will all get loaded into LinkedIn and other different platforms. So great way to get an article every week. And I'm coming to you, aside from my fake eyelashes and a good ring light, I'm coming to you as I roll out of bed, because it's like up trying to get on. This is not intuitive at all. So trying to set up my computer or my phone and everything so it all works. It takes like 20 minutes. So that's a simple hack for getting your article. Number 4, create a newsletter. I think most people know that. So they say statistically every 17 days people forget completely about you if you have already created an engagement. So I can only guess that it's let's see if they actually say. I don't think they don't have anything here. So in real estate, they say people forget who their agent is. So this is somebody they've done business with. They forget who their agent is every 17 days. So, if that's somebody that you've invested 10 grand in or 20 grand in, and they're forgetting who you are every 17 days, maybe, yeah, do send the newsletters. But make the newsletters not about you. Make them about the person who's receiving it in the inbox. That's the one thing I can say is market with value. Give them something of value. Collaborate with other people. Share other people's information. This is really critical in the new economy, the knowledge economy, is sharing. And yet so many people are afraid that there's not enough room on the platform for more than one person. We see this with women all the time. Women are very competitive with other women. And then we sit here and go, there's not enough women in these spaces. It's because we're fighting against each other. We're fighting against each other. We're not saying, let's go out and make more space for us so we can all be there. We're saying there's only this much space, so I got to knock you off. It's really crazy how we see women go at each other all the time. And so it's just a fascinating scenario, but this is a great way to create content. If you want to do door hangers for your business, if you're a business that wants to get into a residential area, so let's say, for example, you're a furnace cleaning business out there. I want you today to do a little research and find out in your target neighborhood. So we're going to find your avatar. What neighborhood would you like to have be your bread and butter for the month of October, or whatever month that is your big month? Find the agent that is the top agent in that neighborhood and say, hey, I'd like to do a cross campaign with you. I'd like to offer all of your clients 20% off or one free filter or anything like that, in exchange for you putting me on your newsletter and on your next door hanger. How does that sound? This is called collaboration, folks. And this is just such a great way to do business. We have worked for so long in this kind of silo of what's mine is mine and what's yours is mine. And we've forgotten that collaboration is critical, is absolutely critical. When we go back 200 years, when North America was being, and I don't know how the heck anybody was a homesteader in Canada, because I'm from Kansas originally, and I look at like who came to Alberta 200 years ago? Crazy people. Had to be crazy people, because it's really cold here. But these people would get together, communities would get together and raise barns. They would build communities. So if you want to be the community expert in your business, you need to find the community to build with. If you're a real estate agent, I don't know, get a dog, host a dog day in the park where you have dog pictures and homemade dog biscuits. And what you do is you get the other businesses to all collaborate in with you. And guess what? You will start finding your right fit client. Offer value to those who would reflect what you value, and you will find the people who will organically align with you. They will go, oh my God, Michelle did this great puppy in the park day, and we got to meet this great trainer, and we got to met this lady who makes these organic dog biscuits, and they're so cool, and I got a new color for puppy, and then we took a family photo. Oh, we made a memory. So experiential, that's going to be a big one. It's experiential and be of service. I will actually post, just so everybody knows, as soon as I'm done chatting here, which is in 3 minutes is my goal. I will actually post this article link directly on all of my social platforms, so it's easy for you to find. So we want to make sure your website is in everywhere. So it's on, or your blog is everywhere. So make sure it goes on your website or whatever platform. Like I said, I'm not on a traditional WordPress platform. I'm on a Kajabi platform, but I will be posting all these blogs. Will be going onto my Kajabi platform in the blog section. Easy enough. Number 5, start a podcast and use Twitter to book amazing guests. Okay, I don't use Twitter. I do have a podcast that I did. I love talking to people. I love talking. I don't know if you've guessed that by now. But so I have this podcast, Kim Talks, a lot. And number one thing I can offer on podcasts, make sure they're actually connected in so people can listen to them. I did all these great podcasts. I had them sitting out there, but I wasn't actually linked up to, none of the links were properly put in. So they sat there for probably about a year. And now it's like, oh, what is wrong? What is wrong with people? This one interview is awesome. Why isn't anybody listening? It is because nobody could find it. So make sure you double check, triple check. If you don't know how to do it, take a course, take a class, or hire somebody. Otherwise, you're just throwing your time out. What's the one resource we have that's truly non-renewable and is the most valuable resource is our time. So don't waste your time. Make sure that's done and done right. I do love podcasts though, because it gives me an opportunity to get to know you, right? So it gets me, it gives me the opportunity. So like we got Brett Steele on here. I haven't had the opportunity to actually meet Brett. But if I did a podcast with Brett, I would know him pretty darn good, because the reality is when I do I do a podcast that has specific questions that's geared towards my specific target market. So I really get the type of information. So that it's a great way to do it. If you're a new agent, what would be cooler than doing a podcast specific for your farm market? You could interview community leaders, businesses, and your future clients. What an amazing thing. And how many people in your community do you think would actually tune in if you promoted that? What if we had a podcast for all the communities across North America? So if I was moving from Toronto to Calgary and I found a couple areas I really like, it has a podcast, I can meet the neighbors. So if you're a local agent and you want to enhance your awareness, that's something that you could put in, and I bet you could get some cross promotion and some distance out of that. And podcasts are not expensive to do if you actually know how to do a little bit of the putting the editing and putting the front and back on. If you have any questions on that, or if you want to go down that rabbit hole or come up with a script around that, just reach out to me. I love to be of service. When you do your podcast, make sure that you got all your backlinks, you got all your tagging and such on there. So number 6, SEO your website. This is what I was talking about. Unfortunately, a lot of the sites like the one I have, Kajabi and such, are not really intuitive with SEOs. That's why WordPress is still the strongest platform out there. But hey, you can SEO so many other things. So this is something that's so far out of my expert zone. We're just going to keep on moving. But SEOs are critical, and I do pay somebody else to help me ensure that I'm hitting those markers. And just, I'm on a journey just like everybody else. My 22 years in real estate, and I think like the amount of money, like the production levels, like still mind-boggling. Like I said, I'm just a high school dropout from Kansas, and to be able to sit here and say that in looking back at my career that I've been able to consistently over 22 years generate at a minimum, so if I do it an average across, approximately about 250, 300,000 a year. There's nothing else that could have gifted me that. But it's even cooler. I just raised 870 pounds of groceries for the food bank with my 21st annual garage sale. What the heck does a garage sale have to do with a real estate agent? It's a simple fact of being of service to my community, which puts me at 70%. 70% of all the business I've done has been on the listing side, which has given me control over my career. So monetize through products and or service. So every business has an opportunity for supplemental businesses, collaborations, revenue creation, courses. So I promise you this. There's something that you are really good at. And if you sit here and say, everybody else, I see so many people doing it. Well, first of all, it's like me. I drive a Volkswagen Bug. I see all the bugs. I see a bug. I see every Volkswagen Bug on the road. So here's the truth about that. Nobody says it like you do. And for every one person that's saying the same thing that you're saying, there's hundreds of people out there looking for inspiration and guidance that are not ready to speak up. So if you're ready, speak up. Share what you are absolutely spectacular at. And remember, as Shakespeare put it, there's only actually 7 original storylines. So if you're looking for something that is 100% original, unique to you, it's actually probably not gonna happen. But if you're looking for a unique voice, delivery, and way to interpret a system or product, that's what you can do. So until next time, Monday, Same time, same bad space, unless it's a holiday or I'm offering I have full day seminars and such. Aside from that, I will be here. Thanks for listening. If you have an article that you would like me to give my 2 cents on, because that's what I love to do, now it's, everybody can do it. Just send it to me if you want to connect, if you want to run past what you're doing and say, how can I maybe get more people to be in my corner and support me in business, because business is about relationships. Unless I guess you run a mark, but I guess you would still have relationships if you're running a mark. At least it's a clientele that doesn't talk back. So till next time, I'm Kim Hayden, founder and CEO of the Resilience Series, and thank you for joining me as we all grow and build audience together. Bye for now. Well, maybe bye for now. Let's see what I can do here. Oh, there we go. And bye. And I don't know how to turn this off. Jessica, how do I turn this crazy thing off? Alrighty. Bye now.